Hey everybody, Rosematter here, and welcome to part 19 of my Fate Stay Night Let's Play. Last episode, not too much happened. It was mostly Shirou and Saber training again with Iliasville just kind of being nosy and just being a little kid. A little bit jealous of, you know, Shirou getting attention from Saber and not paying attention to her. But what was kind of like the big thing is, like, you can definitely tell since the whole magic circuit transfer and the fight with Berserker, like, it seems like Shirou and Saber are kind of connected on a deeper level, and things are a little bit more awkward. She's kind of holding back in fights. There was the moments where he caught her in the bath, and she was a lot more, I don't know, demure and embarrassed than she was the first time he caught her naked. And it seems like, I don't know, now she is acting like a woman rather than just a soldier. So there's definitely like some things going on between them. And whether we see that progress into a relationship later, we'll just have to see. I want to get back into, you know, like what they were talking about, where they have to find out what's going on with the other masters and servants left in the game, in the war. So hopefully, you know, like this episode will get more into that aspect of it. So let's get back into it. Let's see what happens next. I listened to the rain in Tohsaka's room. Today we performed a fake physical examination like yesterday. I just took the medicine Tohsaka prepared for me and checked the magic circuit throughout my body. I guess it really is impossible to do any more here, since it will require a more appropriate environment. I don't care about that, but I don't want to just sit here doing nothing. She told me not to move for a while to see the results, but I bet I could still talk.
Tohsaka, ちょっといいかな?
I call out to her, still meditating.
いいけど何よ?
Saber のことなんだけど、なんて言ったらいいかわからないんだが。
Saying that, I realize I haven't thought this through at all. It's not even what can I do for Saber. I haven't even thought about what I want to do with Saber.
その、あいつ何がしたいのかなって。考えてみれば、あいつが自分から何かやるって今までなかっただろ? だから。
セイバーが何を考えているかわからない?
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだ。ただ、あんまりにも無欲すぎるのがわからない。そう、そこがどうするべきなのかわからないんだ。
まあそうよね。セイバーが自発的にやったことってあんたを守ることだけだもの。サーバントとしては当たり前だけど、あそこまで徹底しているとわからなくもなるわ。でもだからといって無欲ってわけはないでしょ。セイバーだって自分の目的のためにあなたを守っているんだから。
That's right. I forgot about the reason she became a servant.
そうか。セイバーの目的は聖杯を手に入れることだもんな。目的がないってわけじゃないんだ。
And that holy grail will grant the wish of its possessor. So, Saber at least has a wish she wants granted. I don't know what it is, but it's a wish she wants granted, even if it means becoming a servant. Surely the wish must be to save herself. Yeah, for example, she's here in this time, so she can stay here and live a second life with the power of the Holy Grail. No, rather, she has to go that far to make up for her sad end.
なんだ、話は簡単じゃないか。
気持ち悪いわね。いきなり元気になっちゃって。今の話、そんなに面白かった？
ああ、元気が出た。そうだよな。そうでなくちゃ、あそこまで懸命に戦うもんか。
Shirou also went into this. Granted, he didn't intentionally join the Holy Grail War, it just kind of came across by happenstance, but like he says he doesn't want any wishes, he doesn't want the Holy Grail. So he's kind of unselfish in a way too, and it's like they've said, it's not even so much that he risks his life voluntarily for people, it's like he doesn't even care about his life.
Saber は何より自分の望みのために戦わなくちゃいけないんだから。
I nod to myself. Tohsaka must have been shocked by my reaction.
エミヤくん、喜んでるところ悪いけど、それはあなたの早とちりよ。セイバーは自分のためになんか戦わないわ。
I like how the happy music just stopped.
あなただって分かってるんじゃない？セイバーはそういうタイプじゃないわ。 彼女が聖杯を求める理由は決して自分のためじゃないって。
何を根拠に。
That's on. I can't finish. That's right. Her last moment was a lonely one because she had no wishes for herself. So Saber cannot be seeking her own salvation. But still, I wanted to think that, so I distorted her personality for a moment. The conversation stops. As soon as I start to think, the heavy silence will continue.
つまんない話だけどね。アーチャーもあんたと似たようなことを言ってたわ。
は？アーチャーってあのアーチャー？
そう。私もね、あいつに聞いたのよ。あんたの望みは何なのかって。そしたらあいつ、なんて言ったと思う？
あいつの望みって言われても困る。
I don't know anything about him. As Archer said that we'd eventually be enemies, he made no effort to talk to me or Saber. But still, he was sarcastic a lot, but I know he wouldn't have a stupid objective.
これがね、聞いたら笑うわよ。望みは何よと聞いたら、あいつったらこう言ったの。
そうだな。恒久的な世界平和というのはどうだ？
もう呆れを通り越して爆笑したわけ。そしたらあいつ、やはり笑われたか。まあ他人の手による救いなど意味はない。今のは笑い話にしておこう。なんて言っていじけちゃってさ。なんかね、ああいうやつだから英霊になんてなっちゃって、私みたいな小娘に刺激されちゃうんだなとか思ったわ。
So sad that Archer's gone, like we barely learned anything about him. We didn't actually learn his, let's go into the status here. I don't think we actually learned his true form. Nope, that's, yeah, still no information. Granted, I'm sure that Rin knows. I wonder if she'll tell us at some point. I mean, there's no point keeping a secret now. I see. He didn't look like it, but he was a fine knight.
けどね、間違わないで。聖杯が本当に全ての願いを叶えるのなら、恒久的な世界平和なんて最悪の願いよ。
Very different from the archer from Fate Zero, Gilgamesh. Like he was a king, and he would not wish for something like world peace. Like I feel like he would definitely have a wish. I can't remember what Gilgamesh's wish was, but it would be something that would benefit himself.
要するに、それって何もないってことでしょ？争いのない世界なんて死んでるだけよ。物事は動いてないと腐るだけなんだから。
それ、アーチャーにも言ったのか？
言ったわよ。そしたらあいつ、それが賢者の考えだ。私も同意見だが、今でもこれだけは愚者の夢を守っているのだ。だってさ。まあそれはいいから、それじゃあ他の望みはあるのかって言ったら、あるにはあるが聖杯で叶えるほどのものでもなし、私の分は君に譲ろうとかなんとか。
Wow. Okay, Archer's a lot different than I thought.
キザでしょ？あいつきっと生前は女ったらしだったに違いないわ。
なんかそんなイメージはなかったけどな。けどその話がどうかしたのか、トーサカ。
別にサーバントにもいろいろいるってことを話しただけ。
Oh, I see. I thought Tohsaka was going to be doing like some, looking into the other servants. That's what I'm really excited to see is like her kind of, what did she say about like, was Saber going to become a spirit? Or no, she was going to send a familiar over to the temple to find out what's going on there. Well, I think it's a good reference, so it did help me out a bit.
じゃあ次はこっちの番ね。まあ私もセイバーに関することなんだけど。
そういえば朝方言ってたな。話したいことがあるとかなんとか。
ええ、大したことじゃないんだけど少し気になって。今更になるんだけど、エミヤ君はアーサー王の伝説を知ってる？
The Legend of King Arthur. I've had it forced upon me more than enough in the past few days.
人並みには知ってる。まあ 朝顔が女の子だったなんてことは知らなかったが。
そうね。けど性別に関してはどうでもいいのよ。別にアーサー王が女の子だったとしても伝説そのものに変更を加える必要はないでしょ。アーサー王が周りの人間を騙し通していれば女性であっても男性として扱われるんだから。幸いアーサー王にはマーリンっていう魔術師がついてたしね。インキュバスとの根血だっていう悪魔じめたやつだから、アーサー王の性別を偽装したり生まれないはずの子供を用意するってのもお手の物だったんでしょ。
ああ、そうだろうな。
だから私が問題にしているのは伝説と今のセイバーの食い違いよ。ねえエミヤくん、あなたはエクスカリバーがどういうものか知っていて？
なんだよ今さら。エクスカリバーって言ったらアーサー王の代名詞だろ。妖精に授かった剣で切れないものはなく刃こぼれもしないっていう名剣だ。
やっぱりそんなことだろうと思ったわ。
For some reason, Tohsaka acts like she's won.
俺なんかおかしなこと言ったか？
言ったわよ。あなたもアーサー王と同じ間違いをしたってこと。マーリンがいたら未熟者ってどやされてるわ。
だからなんでさ。岩に刺さった剣ってのはエクスカリバーじゃないんだよな。あっちの剣は途中で折れてしまって、その後に湖の妖精から譲り受けた剣があって、それがエクスカリバーなんだろ？
そうそう、エクスカリバーをアーサー王が受け取った時にね。おうよ、あなたがお気に召したのはどちらの方ですかな？剣か、それとも鞘ですか？アーサー王はためらいもなく剣の方だと答えるんだけど、マーリンは叱責するの。お間違えめさるな。剣は敵を撃つものですが、鞘はあなたを守るもの。その鞘を身につけている限り、あなたは血を流すこともなく負傷することもない。真に大事とすべきは剣ではなく鞘なのです。
Tohsaka imitates King Arthur and Merlin skillfully. I was gonna say, she's really getting into the voice acting.
気合入ってるな、トサカ。それでお前何が言いたいんだ？
何って、ここまで聞いてわからない？つまりアーサー王は不死者なの。エクスカリバーっていうのは攻守ともに無敵の宝具なのよ。だから本当ならセイバーは傷を負ってもすぐに治るはずだってこと。
トサカ、実際セイバーは傷を負っても治ってるんだが。
それはそうだけど、セイバーの自己回復はセイバーのバカみたいに膨大な魔力を使った力技にしか見えないっていうか、ともかく伝説のエクスカリバーの鞘とは違う気がするのよ。
I feel like if Saber was immortal, also, I mean, if King Arthur's immortal, then King Arthur wouldn't have died, right? And also, that would just make Saber's already OP enough as it is. We don't need her to be able to, like, heal instantaneously on top of it. That would just be too much.
なるほど。トサカがそう言うんならそれは正しいんだろう。ならこっちから質問。アーサー王は不死者だって言うけど、
Yeah,
それな
exactly.
らどうしてアーサー王は死んだんだよ。伝説の最後はアーサー王の死じゃないか。
Tohsaka opens her mouth, dumbfounded. After freezing for a few seconds, she grits her teeth and looks away.
そうだった。
Yeah, that's a little bit of an
エクスカリ
oversight.
バーの鞘は途中で敵に盗まれたんだ。
Yeah, that's a simple mistake. I forgot about it too, but the fall of King Arthur started when he lost the sheath he should have never lost. Okay.
で、納得いったか、トサカ。
言ったわよ。笑い物にしたいならすればいいわ。
She's lying. I can tell she intends to axe kick me if I laugh.
納得いったんならいい。けど、どうしてそんなことを気にしたんだよ。セイバーが傷つかないかどうかなんて、お前には関係ないだろ。
うるさいわね。 何よ、ちょっとそうだったら無敵だなーなんて舞い上がっただけじゃない。私だってね、たまには間違えることぐらいあるわよ。
This is hard. Would it be good for her if I correct her and point out she makes mistakes often, not just once in a while? What if there was an option for me to make that decision, and if I do point it out, then she kills me? Bad end. By the time the sun sets, the rain has stopped. Based on our conversation during breakfast, we should be going out into town to search for other masters after dinner, but...
その前に確かめておかないと。
Saber's intentions. Oh, okay. This is all well and good, but I do want to go out and search for the masters. I need to know why she's fighting.
と言っても正面から聞いてもダメだな。できるだけさりげなく聞き出さないと。
I make my mind up and stand up. Let's go to the living room. I hope that I'll be able to penetrate the fortress using the calm before dinner air as a shield.
例えばの話だけど、もし聖杯戦争に勝ち残れたとしたらどうしようか。
So, since I couldn't come up with any good ideas, I ask her directly.
え？は？
They all give the same response with different expressions.
だから勝った後のことだよ。聖杯を手に入れたらどうするかって話。
そんなの説明されなくてもわかるけど、どういう風の吹き回しよ。あんたがそんなこと言い出すなんて。
Even though they don't nod, it seems like Saber and Ilya have the same question. I guess it was unnatural to abruptly ask, but I have to play ignorant for now.
まあいや、ただの思いつきだ。ほら、残ったサーバントはあと3人なんだから、そういうことを考えてもおかしくないだろ。数が減って明白に終わりが見えてきたんだから。
まあ言われてみればそうよね。いくら四郎だってこの状況ならそれぐらいは考えるか。好きで始めたことじゃないって言っても、命を張ってる以上は報酬ぐらい気になるだろうし。
そうそう。一応それぐらいは考える。
Thank God Tohsaka likes to reason things out. I think one of Tohsaka's good aspects is to consider anything as a possibility if it sounds reasonable. Well, just in this case, though.
それで遠坂はどうなんだよ。もし聖杯が手に入ったらどうするんだ。
I ask as naturally as I can.
そうね。私は勝つことしか考えてなかったから、聖杯に叶えてもらうような目的はないわ。とりあえず聖杯を手に入れるけど、その後のことは考えてなかったな。
Oh yeah, that's right. She says that she's still a player in this game. Like, she's not counting herself out yet. She just needs to get another servant. So, she's fighting because she doesn't want to lose, huh? Well, I guess so. You know what? She could be lying about Archer being dead. Maybe it's like a sneak attack where we all assume he's out of the game and then she just comes in, you know, when we're not expecting it and take us out. I guess so, but I never thought I'd be right.
切れた。一番ものを考えていそうで、実は一番考えてないのよね、リンは。言うじゃない。じゃあそういうあんたはどうなのよ、イリアスフィール。そんなの知らない。聖杯は私のだから誰にも渡すなって言われただけよ。
Is that why she was like extra upset about the fact that she lost? Is because she just grew up assuming that like she was gonna win.
もともと私のものなんだから、そんなものに興味あるわけないじゃない。要するに聖杯より聖杯戦争の方が楽しいってこと？
It's not about the destination but the journey, right? She's like, I just like killing.
当然よ。私は勝つためだけに来たんだもの。聖杯の使い道なんてどうでもいいわ。
Her and Tohsaka are actually quite similar in that aspect. And sometimes when two people are alike, they can breed, you know, some animosity. Are they the same? The two glare at each other silently, and there seems to be a sympathy I can't understand. Saber doesn't say anything. She must not intend to join this conversation. But no matter how much Saber hates it, I must ask her this question now.
2人の目的はなんとなく分かった。
I tried to nod naturally, and
じゃあセイバーは
I ask Saber. Saber doesn't answer. They must have realized Saber's acting in a complicated manner as they both stare at her. If I'm counting, there must have been about a minute's silence.
今更語るまでもありませんが、聖杯を手に入れるのは私の義務です。
I love between all of us, nobody apparently has an end game here or a wish. For her getting the Holy Grail, because that's that was the whole thing with King Arthur, right? Was tasked with getting the Holy Grail. There's nothing past that.
聖杯がどれほどの許容範囲を持っているかは知らない。ですがそれが聖杯である限り、私は聖杯を手に入れなくてはなりません。そして無論、聖杯が私の望みを叶えられるなら、
So she does have a
望みを
wish.
叶えるだけですが。
She said it. Without a doubt, Saber said she has her own wish.
そうか。で、その望みって何なんだ
I restrain my pounding heart and ask calmly. Saber doesn't answer. That's fine too. If she can't answer, chances are good her wish is a selfish one. Considering Saber's personality, she would hesitate to speak of a selfish wish. So I'd prefer she kept quiet and not tell me a ridiculous wish. Such whining fills my head.
何？それってそんなに難しいこと？サーバントの望みは現世に蘇ることだっておじいさまは言ってたわ。英霊たちは2度目の生を得るために聖杯を求めるんだって。セイバーだってそうじゃないの？
I raise my head at her words. There's no problem if that's Saber's wish, but
いいえ、2度目の生に関心はありません。
I bet her thing is maybe something to do with her knights or her people.
私の目的は聖杯を手に入れることのみです。もともとこの身は聖杯を手に入れる代償としてサーバントになったのですから。
I knew that had to be it. I knew the girl who took that oath, pulling out the sword, would not seek a second life.
ちょっと待って、聖杯を手に入れることと引き換えにサーバントになった？それって英霊になる時の契約のこと？はい。この身をサーバントとする交換条件として私は聖杯を求めたのです。え？じゃあ何？あなたって聖杯を手に入れるために呼び出されたサーバントじゃなくて、聖杯を手に入れるために自分からサーバントになったっていうの？
She must be really surprised as she yells all this, then tilts her head, not believing her own words.
つまりセイバーは英霊だから呼び出されたんじゃなくて、自分からこの戦いに参加したってこと？けどサーバントである以上英霊として祀られているんだから、自分からこっちの世界に関わるなんてできっこないわよね。じゃあセイバーはサーバントのルールから大きく外れてるってわけでもないし。もうちょっと待ってね、今整理するから。いいえ、整理するまでもありません。リンが言ったことは正しい。私は他のサーバントとは違います。私はまだ完全にサーバントになったわけではないのですから。完全にサーバントになっていない？
What does that mean? No, more importantly, what does it mean to become a servant? Saber said she agreed to become a servant as a price for obtaining the Holy Grail. Then that
ちょっ
means...
と待ってくれ。サーバントっていうのはまさか何かを手に入れた代償として無理やり戦わされてるっていうのか？
いいえ、それは違います。もともとサーバントというのはこの聖杯戦争だけの特別な使い魔です。サーバントとは英霊の特性を利用した召喚魔術。元は英霊なのですから、サーバントにパンを得た代わりに労働をするという決まりはありません。そうね、サーバントシステムってのはもともと守護精霊である英霊を利用したものだもの。元からあるものを使ってるわけだから、サーバント側にもマスター側にも代償として支払うものはない。けどサーバントになる前、人間から英霊になるには代償行為が必要だって聞いたことがある。
So what is the price that Saber had to pay?
英霊っていうのは人間の守護者でしょ？ 彼らは死した後も人間のために働いて、人の世の滅亡を水面下で防ぐのだとか。で、そういった守護者になるには、生前まだ英雄として現役だった頃に何かと取引をしなくてはならない。それが英霊の契約。世界に死後の自分を明け渡す儀式。交換条件によって財を得た者が英雄となり、英雄としてやりたいことをやった後、死後はサーバントとしてもらった財を返す。
Okay, so she gave up something after death then in order to be able to participate in the war, whereas the others were like they had to pay for something beforehand and then they have to pay it back by becoming servants. Is that what they're getting at?
つまり英雄になるために借金をして、死んだ後は英霊になることで借金を返すってこと。サーバントっていうのはその返済金額を横から私たちにかすめ取られて使役されてるってわけ。
I'm not sure if this was covered in the anime, but if it was, I'd forgotten about how that worked.
つまり何かとの取引で人間は英雄になって、英雄にしてもらったお返しとして死後は使い魔として使役されるのか。
But Saber just became like, I guess, a hero on her own. Didn't have to make a contract. That was after the fact, I guess.
じゃあ
She said she's not a full
英霊にな
servant.
った交換条件が
The Holy Grail. As Saber obtained the Holy Grail in her life. Okay, she became a heroic spirit after she died as a price? Let me read that through again. So she did get the Holy Grail in... Oh, I don't know the story about King Arthur very well. So she did obtain the Holy Grail in her life. And then, okay.
それこそおかしい。セイバーは聖杯が目的だって言った。けど、それはとっくに手に入れてるはずだ。セイバーは聖杯と引き換えに英雄になったんだから。
I'm glad that Shiro's confused too.
いいえ、シロ。私はまだ聖杯を手にしてはいないのです。アルトリア。アーサー王の望みは生きているうちに聖杯を手に入れることだった。私は死ぬ前に聖杯を手に入れなければならなかった。そのためにもし聖杯が手に入るなら死後は守護者になっても良いと条件を飲んだのです。リンの言う通り、人間は英雄になるために世界と契約をし、人間以上の力を授かり、その代償として死後の自分を売り渡します。ですが私は英雄になるときに世界の後ろ盾を必要と
Once
しなかっ
again,
た。
she just built different.
幸いなことにアーサー王は英雄になるための支援を必要としなかったのです。
She didn't need support to become a hero, so Saber became a hero by her own powers.
けどあなたは英霊としてここにいる。アーサー王は英雄になった後で世界に違う交換条件を求めたってこと？
はい。私は最後の時にどうしても聖杯が必要になった。聖杯がなければ我慢できなかった。叶えなくてはいけない願いができてしまった。だから英霊の契約をしたのです。私の手に聖杯が握られるなら死後は英霊となってあらゆるもののために剣を取ろうと。
Okay, so she said that she didn't obtain the Holy Grail, but then she's saying that she did obtain the Holy Grail, and that was the contract she made to become a servant. What? I'm so confused. This is probably not as complicated as I'm making it out to be. In her last moment, she wished for the Holy Grail's miracle. I understand how she feels. That bloody hill, a grave of many swords and the many corpses of knights. So I guess, yeah, I guess that was the contract she made right at the end of her life, was for a miracle from the Holy Grail and has to make it up in the afterlife. A lone king whose reign ended in betrayal. Her last moment was too unfair. Even if she had no wish of her own before then, she must have thought that, I can't die here. I didn't want an end like this. So if she wishes to prolong her life, she shouldn't be embarrassed about it.
そう。つまり死後の自分を売り払ってまで聖杯を手に入れられる手段を取ったのね。けどセイバー、 あなたの出した条件っていうのは生きているうちに聖杯を手に入れるでしょ。なら
はい。私が生きているうちに聖杯探索はなし得
Okay,
なかった。
that answers that question.
私はアーサー王は最後まで聖杯を手に入れることができなかったのです。ですがそれでは契約が成り立ちません。世界が私をサーバントにするにはアーサー王が生きているうちに聖杯を与えねばならない。ですから
アーサー王は聖杯を手に入れるまで死なない。いいえ、死ぬことができない。
Hence, immortal spirit, I
それ
guess.
じゃああなた、
はい。アーサー王と呼ばれていた
Oh,
私
okay.
は死を迎える一瞬で止まっているはずです。時間軸から見れば私はとうに滅びているでしょう。ですがそれでは契約が果たせない。アーサー王は死の直前でサーバントとして召喚され聖杯を手に入れた後死ななければならないのです。
So, Saber's gonna die no matter what. That has to happen in order to fulfill the contract.
時間が止まってるんじゃなくて時間に止まってる状態か。あなたがサーバントとして何度戦いを繰り返しても構わない。最終的には聖杯を手に入れて契約を果たすことは決まっているんだから、その
Yeah, and that's interesting too, because, like, Saber, didn't she already win the Holy Grail War, the last one? And she got it. So why is she still fighting? Because she said it doesn't matter how many times you repeat the fight as a servant.
そうです。いつかは聖杯を手に入れ私は契約を果たす。だからこそ英霊になる前からいずれ英霊化が決定しているという条件であらゆる時代に召喚される。それはこの町の聖杯だけではありません。聖杯が手に入る可能性があるならば私はどの戦場にも召喚される。そうしていつかは聖杯を手に入れ私の望みを叶えた時こそ死の直前で止まっていた私の時間は進みます。
I am very confused about this because, like, they won last time, didn't they? So why wasn't that it?
アーサー王は最後の時を迎え聖杯を手に入れた代償としてこうして英霊となるのでしょう。
死の直前で覚めない夢を見ているようなものか。今回の聖杯戦争もセイバーにとっては夢の一つ。そして夢から覚めるのは聖杯を手に入れた時だけ。
リンはシローが未熟だから私を霊体化できないと言いましたね。けれどそれは違う。私は未だ死者ではないから霊体にはなれないのです。半端な扱いですがこれでも位置づけは聖者ですから。前回の聖杯戦争でも私はそうだ。
Yes, let's talk about the last one, right? Let's go into more detail about this. Saber says so as if she's apologizing. I guess because she was lying about being stuck in physical form because I was inexperienced. I don't really care about that. There's something more important that I have to ask her.
セイバー、未だ死者じゃないってどういうことだ？聖杯を手に入れるまで死なないってのは分かった。話の流れから言ってアーサー王の時代からずっと生き続けてるわけじゃないってのも分かる。けどそうでなかったら今のセイバーは何なんだ？本体の分身ってわけでもないんだろう。
はい。こちらに呼び出される英霊というのは全て本体の分身のようなものですが、聖杯を手に入れるまでは死の直前に止まったままで呼び出されている。
Okay. I had to like look this up because I want to make sure that I am correct about stuff. So I'm reading a thing about almost like who won at the end of Fate Zero because I am a little bit rusty about it. It has been a while. So okay, so Kiritsugu rejected the wish granting powers. I forgot about that. And there's a whole thing about how the Holy Grail can only grant wishes through destruction. Oh my gosh, how did I forget all of this? So after he rejected the Grail, he ordered Saber to destroy it, which that's gotta be extra effed up knowing now, like, her whole point of trying to obtain it, like, her whole reason for fighting is because she needs to obtain the Grail, and then Carrie asks her to destroy it. Saber, using her most powerful move, breaks the Holy Grail, causing its contents to spill out, and that's what caused the fire. Okay, so here's the important thing. As the contents of the Grail spilled out, it engulfed both Kyrie and Gilgamesh. With its power, the Grail was able to revive Kyrie and select him as the victor. Then, through Kyrie's wish, the Grail was able to bring destruction in the form of a tragic fire. I am so dumb! I've been talking about that, but because, like, Saber even said that. I thought she said at one point that she had won the last war. So, I'm not reading any more after that. That's because there's a thing here about how does this impact Fate Stay Night. I'm not reading past that because I don't want it to be spoiled. Okay, I'm glad I looked that up because I feel like I get it now. Okay. I can't believe I forgot all that thing about, like, Carrie at the end, like, rejecting the Holy Grail and having her destroy it, and then that's what caused the fire, and then Kyrie was revived and he was deemed the winner.
私はその位置から前か後ろかに飛んで聖杯を求めた後、止まっている場所に戻っているのでしょう。
I draw a diagram in my head. I see. It's pretty simple once I visualize it. King Arthur stopped at the moments before death. The flow of time doesn't care that she's stopped. It keeps flowing and we're at the present. She jumps to each time as needed and returns to her own time after completing her duty. If she obtains the Holy Grail in one of the times she visits, her time will flow again and she will die, just like the history we know today. Man, Saber was so close to being able to get out of this. Then heroic spirits must exist like this. When they die, they're transferred to a place like a warehouse where time doesn't flow. And they're summoned into various ages and disappear without returning. So that must be what they mean by heroic spirits being a copy. It's like a clone made from their DNA. The heroic spirit that has complete abilities and memories of when it was alive will appear in this world and learn many things, but it's useless. They have no way to return to the main body, but merely disappear. So no matter how many times they're summoned into the same age, there will be no inconsistencies in their memories. I assume the ones that became heroic spirits will not change anymore. Even if they obtain new knowledge, the self that learns it will disappear once their duty's complete. Okay, and that's why Saber could remember her past experiences. In that regard, Saber isn't a complete servant, because Saber returns to her own time even after she is summoned, to the self that's about to die in that bloody hill.
ちょっと待った。じゃあ何？今回聖杯を手に入れたら元の時代に戻ってその時代で聖杯を使うってこと？それって過去の改ざんじゃない。時間旅行にしても平行世界の運営にしてもそれは魔法の領域よ。そんなのできるわけがないわ。
それを可能とするのが聖杯でしょう。そうして聖杯さえ使えるのならば私はサーバントとなってもいいと契約したのです。
So she's able to bring the Holy Grail back to her time. Does that mean that no more wars can happen?
聖杯を使うことで
Probably not.
という人物が消え去ろうとも今の私が英霊となることを代償として
Because there's much more to the Fate series after this one. So I'm assuming that the Grail Wars will still continue. Saber talks without much interest, but that's strange. Making a wish come true using the Holy Grail, that's fine. But why did she say Arturia would disappear as a result?
なんだよそれ。聖杯を使うことでアルトリアが消える。
Does that
ふ
mean...
ざけるなよそんなの。
Knowing Shirou, he'll probably be like, I don't want to win the Holy Grail anymore if it means that you're going to disappear. Because once she goes back to her time, she's going to die.
セイバー、お前は自分を。
That girl, about to die quietly, alone on that hill.
自分を救うために聖杯を使うんじゃないのかよ。
Is Shirou going to use the Holy Grail? Is he going to use his wish to save her, even though that's not what she would want?
なぜそのようなことを言うのです、シロ。私の望みは国を滅びから救うことだけなのですが。
I wonder if that's a choice I'll be able to make at the end if I do win the Holy Grail War, is like, do I use my wish to save her, even though she wouldn't want that, or do I let her go? I can sense that my face is frozen. I should already have realized this, but my mind is spacing out, and I feel like throwing up. But still, I force my question out.
なぜも何もないでしょう。私は国を守れなかった。国を守るために王となったのに、その責務を果たせなかった。その時に思ったのです。岩の剣は間違えて私を選んでしまったのではないかと。
That's stupid. Why?
いいえ、その迷いは常に私の中にありました。私は王にふさわしくないのではないか。本当に選ばれるべき英雄は他にいたのではないのかと。あの時、政権を抜いてしまった時、国を救えなかった私より国を救えたはずのふさわしい王がいたはずです。だからもし聖杯の力で王の選定をやり直すことができるなら、その時に戻ればきっと。
Then what? Does she mean to say her country would not have been destroyed if she returned to that time? I feel faint, and quickly surpassing mere anger that Saber would seriously wish for such a thing. I guess I'm dumbfounded right now. It's only natural. Saber's wish is not for herself, and on top of that, it means her elimination. I mean, Shirou is thinking, like, he does the same thing where he puts himself in harm's way, and he wants to be a superhero, and he wants to save everybody. She's the same way. The girl in front of me exists because that holy sword was there, and because a king pulled it out. Preventing that would mean the girl in front of me would not exist. Let's say she grants her wish using the Holy Grail. The girl Arturia, never becoming king, would live out her days as a knight. But what about the Saber in front of me? As she's a heroic spirit, she will continue to be summoned to fight after her wish is granted. Since she paid a price to obtain the Holy Grail, Saber will continue to be, even if Arturia doesn't become king. Taken away from the future and from the past, she will forever be the lonely king dying on that hill. I can't allow that. There is no salvation there. Even if she did redo everything, and there really is a more appropriate king, and her country lasts longer as a result, even if she's saved, it's a lie. Even if everyone around her becomes happy, the 10 years she fought can't just disappear.
違う。そんなことはできない。やり直しなんてできないし、しても意味はないんだ。セイバー。
シロ。
そんなことに聖杯を使うな。聖杯はセイバーが戦って手に入れるんだろ。なら、セイバーは自分のためにその奇跡を使うべきだ。
ですから、私は自分のために使うと言っているではありませんか。私、アルトリアは王としての責務を果たさなければ。
So why don't you understand?
そんなのお前はもう十分すぎるくらいに果たしてるじゃないか。セイバーはあんなにも戦ってきた。裏切られても怖がられても負けなかった。あの丘で最後まで剣から手を離さなかった。だっていうのになんで死んじまった後もお前だけがそんな誓いを守らなくちゃいけないんだ。
Saber is astonished. It's too late to regret what I've said. I shouldn't have admitted that I see Saber's past in my dreams. A heavy silence. There are no words to give her, nor any words to reply. I can sense anything I say will backfire in this situation. But still, I can't just stay silent.
セイバー、俺、頑張ったやつが報われないのは嫌なんだ。
It's meaningless that way, and it's just too unfair. I know it's a childish ideal, but I want to believe people will get happier the more they work for it.
他のマスターには負けない。聖杯は必ず手に入れる。だから、セイバーは自分の望みを叶えてくれ。それなら俺は、この馬鹿げた戦いに初めて意味を見出せる。
Oh, geez, isn't that a guilt trip? That's the conclusion I've reached. I don't know what the Holy Grail is, nor if it's right to obtain it. Would he be able to use, like, if he didn't use up a command spell, would he be able to use a command spell to force her to wish for something else? Because that wouldn't be cool. I feel like he's taking away her agency. But if Saber will be saved even a little, I'll be able to try with all my powers. Oh, here we go. Somebody tripped the alarm. We've got a potential fight here. The loud bell rings out and the house falls into darkness. Finally! The surrounding air changes immediately. I mean, it was really cool to, like, learn all that stuff about, you know, like, servants and all that stuff. And then Saber, her past, and, like, remembering about what happened at the end. But I'm like, I'm here for the fights. I'm here for the servants that we haven't seen in a while, or who haven't seen at all. Even though the light suddenly went off, nobody says a thing and tries to feel the surroundings. The loud ring stops and the living room silent, but the sound of light things rubbing against each other can be heard in the distance.
今の警告音、この屋敷の結界?
I nod silently. The sound is the same as when Lancer intruded. Then this must be... The sounds are increasing and coming closer. A strange sound. It reminds me of bugs crawling around a light trap. Castor? I'm gonna guess Castor. This living room is the only place free of the sound. It hasn't even been a minute yet since the lights went out, but the living room's surrounded by this unknown sound. There's too many of them. I'm a magus too, even if I'm a bad one. I can sense many sources of magical energy surround this place. Skimming quickly, I can count at least 20, but they're strangely light. I don't feel any human will. The things making the sounds are like empty puppets. That's Castor.
やっぱり来たんだ。
That's gotta be Castor, right?
今まで散々私から逃げ回ってたくせに、バーサーカーがいなくなったら飛んでくるんだもの。ほんと、現金なサーバントね。
Oh, unlike the three of us who are tense, Ilya is strangely calm.
イリア、わかるのか？
当然でしょ。私にわからないサーバントなんていないわ。
Yep.
外にいるのはキャスターで、何かいっぱい引き連れてきてる。なんだ、竜の歯でくくったゴーレムみたい。
Ilya says simply, and the sound stops at the same time. So this is going to be their first time meeting Castor in the canon timeline, not the bad end that I got. I take the wooden sword I keep in the living room. Tohsaka and Saber seem to be waiting for me to make a move. Oh, choice is coming, choice is coming. Let Saber take care of Castor and protect the other two, or go out with Saber. Alright, let's go ahead and save real quick. Let's go out with Saber. It's clear who the enemy is. If the enemy servant is Castor attacking with troops, there's only one thing to do. I feel like this isn't the right choice, and that's why I picked it intentionally.
ここにいても始まらない。セイバー、一緒に来てくれ。トーサカはイリアを。
Because I said I was going to protect the girls. I feel like the first choice was the appropriate one, but I'm curious to see what happens.
なんで？やだ、私リンのお守りなんてお断りよ。
そんなの私だって願い下げよう。けどあんた、シローの言うことなら聞くって言ったでしょ。あいつ。
そんなの知らない。セイバーなんかより私の方が役に立つ。
Tohsaka binds Ilya's arm behind her back and puts her hand over Ilya's mouth. Ilya continues to throw out insults.
分かってる。イリアは私が守りきるわ。その間にあなたはキャスターを倒しなさい。
頼む。けど、できるだけ無理はするなよ。敵を倒すことより逃げることを考えろ。
Tohsaka nods back, telling me I don't even need to say it. Turning my back on Tohsaka, I hurry out to the hallway leading to the porch.
セイバー、分かっています。シロは私が。
Nodding back to Tohsaka, Saber follows me. Oh shit! Whoa! Those are creepy as hell! In that moment, I doubt my own eyes. This music though, whoa. A sword is swung down on me. An unavoidable strike attacks me, aiming for my open head. It just dies immediately. I'm like, well, goodbye, Shirou. I avoid it by twisting my body and parrying instantly with my wooden sword. I can't believe it myself. My body reacted as soon as my mind understood I was going to die. It attacks me the second time without hesitation. A smooth, mechanical movement. A wasteless, accurate attack, but that's all. It's just accurate, and it's not refined nor scary. The attack looks foolish compared to those of Saber, and it feels like the touch of a feather compared to Berserker's. I repel the attack with my back to the wall, and in the space I retreated through, Saber's lightning strike smashes down.
シロ、無事ですか？
見ての通りだ。肝を冷やしたけど、なんとかなった。
なんとかなったではありません。このような時は私の後ろについてこなければダメです。
She smiled a little bit, though. You saw that smile. Saber scolds my carelessness. She's right, but I just didn't want to be following after her.
シロ、私の話を聞いていますか？
ちゃんと聞いてる。それよりセイバー、今のやつは。
There's nothing in the hallway. The strange thing that was blown away by Saber's attack has vanished like an illusion.
今のはイリアスフィールの言っていた通り、魔物の体を触媒にしてかたどった兵士です。オートマタというよりゴーレムのようですが質は低いですね。今のゴーレム程度なら取り囲まれても問題はありませんが。
I knew that there was golems, but like in my head I have an idea of what a golem looks like. That looked like a gigantic like insect thing. I didn't like it. Where were they hiding? No, when did they get this far in? Those things like bad building blocks are gathering with spider-like movements. And on top of that, they aren't the only presence I feel. Many more bones are surrounding this mansion.
シロ、横です。
I jump away from the wall instantly. I slash at the bones sliding up on me. After that, Saber smashes away the bones to protect my back. The bones move in with loose movements and all attack in the same way. It's not hard to repel them, but the house gets destroyed by every attack. No, and I only have a wooden sword. Even with the strengthening magic on it, it won't last too much longer. And I don't want to think about it, but the number of those bone creatures might be infinite. We might continue the skirmish until we collapse. It's like a video game where it's like, you have regenerating enemies, and you have to take out the main baddie before that stops. I complain with my back to Saber. Not many bone creatures are coming for me. They must be coming from inside the house as well, but most of them are coming in from the yard. Saber's slashing away the ones coming in from there. Their goal is the living room. As Illy and Tohsaka are in the living room, Saber is busy dealing with the ones heading there. Saber readies her sword again. Her sword isn't invisible now. Maybe there's no need to hide it, but the golden sword is glowing to show off its true powers.
待てセイバー、ダメだ。エクスカリバーは使うな。うちが吹っ飛ぶ分には構わうけど、それでも周りは住宅地だ。ここでそんなものを使われたらどうなるかわかるだろう。
I yell while parrying away bones in front of me.
マスターの指示ならば従いますが、これだけの数をまともに相手にするのは面倒です。一掃しなければいずれ窮地に立たされます。
分かってる。要するにあれは使い魔の類だろう。なら操り手を叩けば一網打尽だ。そういえばキャスターの気配は探れるか？
探るまでもありません。キャスターは庭にいます。気配を隠しもしないということは私たちを誘っているようですが。
構わない。誘いに乗ろう。どっちにしたってこんなことを続けてたらこっちが先に参っちまう。
私は一向に構わないのですが。ではこのままキャスターを。
I love that they're just having a casual conversation while they're just battling these enemies. The yard's right there. If Castor is in the yard, it shouldn't be too hard to get there. But that means losing the defense. It's fine now since Saber's here, but the defenses holding the bone creatures off will go away once Saber goes out into the yard. I should... Oh, another decision. Okay, let's let Saber take care of Castor. I'm not happy about just relying on Saber, but we have no choice now. Even though we came out together, I'm just a burden to her. Saber should be able to get through the bone creatures and get to Castor by herself.
Saber, 頼めるか？
はい。ではシローはリンのところに戻ってください。リンとイリアスフィールの力があれば数分は持ちこたえられる。
わかった。今で待ってるからな、セイバー。
すぐに戻ります。先ほど宝具を使おうとした私が言えることではないのですが、ここはシローの家だ。これ以上このような者たちになど荒らさせません。
She jumps out into the yard with light footsteps. Saber slashes away the swarming bone creatures without difficulty.
よし。
Let's head back to the living room. If I stay here, I might get surrounded by the bone creatures and trouble Saber.
シロ、どうしたの？セイバーに何かあった？
ああ、いや違うんだ。キャスターの使い魔、骨の人形なんだが異様に数が多い。このままじゃ数で押されかねないから、セイバーは元凶であるキャスターを倒しに行った。俺は足手まといになるから、セイバーが決着をつけるまでここで籠城。
そう、なるほどね。確かにすごい数の使い魔だもの。イリアは心配することないって言うけど、セイバーにだって限度があるし、疲労しきる前に大元を叩きに行ったんだ。
そうみたいね。ここを見張ってた竜河兵たちも庭に移動してるし、キャスターのやつセイバーに追い詰められて必死みたい。けどこれで詰めね。キャスターじゃどうあってもセイバーには勝てないもの。
本当だ。周りの音聞こえなくなってる。
I don't feel any hostile presence here. That was quick. I feel like I picked the wrong choice, which I was kind of hoping that I did pick the wrong choice. I feel like I need to keep the two of them together. Also, the thing is, like, we want to see Castor. Like, having the fight just happen off screen, it doesn't feel like the canon choice to be making. As long as we don't go outside, there's no danger of getting attacked by those bone creatures. And if Ilia's words are true, the battle will end soon. Saber won't lose in a one-on-one fight. I don't know, I feel like Castor, she might have some tricks up her sleeve. A Saber doesn't need to protect us. She should slash Castor away easily.
浮かない顔ね。すぐに決着がつくっていうのに納得いかない顔してるけど。
そういう遠坂だってどこか気に食わないって顔だけどな。
まあね。ちょっと
Yeah,
うまくいきすぎてるから。
Exactly.
セイバーの強さがキャスターの予想以上だったにしろ、何の用心もなしに自分から仕掛けてくるかなって。
Yeah, it's pretty ballsy for Castor to come to the strongest servants like place. She's got a plan. That's right. Castor came to this mansion willingly. If Castor knew a master was here, Castor should also know which servant is here. I wonder, I mean, because we've been teaming up, so maybe like Castor's master and maybe like Assassin or Lancer's master have like teamed up to be like, hey, let's take out, similar to with Berserker, right? Like, let's team up and take out Saber since she's the strongest, and then we can fight each other. Saber, her natural enemy, is here. If Castor comes to attack here in spite of that, that would mean...
音が止んだ。イリア、キャスターの気配は？
Yeah, this doesn't seem good.
消えたわ。使い魔はまだ残ってるけど、残っているサーバントはセイバーだけよ。
使い魔が残ってる。
I feel like, right, Castor probably has to be there in order to... Maybe Castor took over Saber's body or something.
シロ、腕。
Oh, what? I look at my left hand. Oh shit! Oh no! Uh-oh. What does it mean? The proof of the contract, the command spell, has disappeared.
シロ、霊樹使った？
いや、俺は霊樹なんて使ってない。
Or maybe Castor took over me? What's going on? Saber should have defeated Castor with no problems. So why did my command spell disappear? No, the disappearance of the command spell doesn't mean the end of the contract, so I shouldn't panic too much. The command spell is there to control disobedient servants. I never needed it with Saber. So even if it goes away, Saber and I will do just fine.
セイバー、帰ってきたわ。
I
もうすぐここに
wonder
や
if
って
she's
くる。
been possessed by Castor and is gonna kill me. Tohsaka's like, something's wrong here. What are they doing? Because, like, the familiars are still around, right? That probably means that Castor has to be within a certain, like, distance from them in order to control them. What are they doing? Saber's coming back, so why do they have to be on guard like that? The door opens. Saber enters, and... oh, I bet she's gonna kill all of us. Oh? Steps in, holding her chest in pain.
Saber!
Is she in pain because she got taken over? I run to her. I can't hear Tohsaka's warning. My only concern is Saber in pain.
大丈夫か、Saber? どこ?
Bleh! Stab. Yep.
ダメ逃げてしろセイバーやめ
I'm slashed from my left shoulder to the waist in a single blow. The brilliant slash numbs the pain, and that mysterious healing power doesn't work against Saber's sword. Man, that's a bummer. I've been killed by a whole bunch of servants, or, you know, certain servants multiple times, but to be attacked by Saber. My consciousness fades away. Before I die, eclipsing my fear of death is the question of why Saber killed me. Dead end. Alright, they better explain this in the Tiger Dojo. I'm guessing it was Castor, though. Oh man, this is so sad. Saber's like, what did I do? Man, usually it's so high energy. Why are they playing the sad music?
さて、今回の死因はどんなに優勢だろうと油断しちゃいけないっていうことかな。シローはマスターなんだから、セイバーちゃんのちょっとつ猛進なところを諌めてあげないとダメだぞ。
So I can't even trust Saber to be on her own. I gotta be with her at all times.
違うわ。今回悪いのはセイバーでしょ。キャスターなんかの罠にかかっちゃって気が抜けてる証拠だわ。大方シロを意識して一人でいいところを見せようとしたんでしょうね。なのにシロを殺しちゃうなんてセイバーのクラスも落ちたものだわ。
Oh, oh, Saber.
それに夜最強って言うけど勝ち星は少ないし、体は小さいし、レディーとしての魅力も足りないし、なんかセイバーって大ぐらいなだけのパワーキャラって感じ。
イリアちゃん、ストップストップ。セイバーちゃんも反省してるし、こう傷口に塩塗りたくるのはまずいでござるよ、武士として。
What is Ilya talking about? She hasn't had that many kills. She's killed all the servants so far as I know, right? She killed Ryder. She killed... okay, not Archer. But she's killed all of them except for Archer. She killed Berserker. So, I don't know. She's got a pretty good track record. That's not even counting the previous Holy Grail War she's been in.
そっか、武士道は色なし恋なし情けありだっけ。仕方ない。今回の不手際は多めに見てあげるわ。けど、セイバーに首輪をつけなきゃいけないのは本当だよ。だってそうでもしないと他のデッドルートでもこう。
ごめん。
はい、師匠、なんで体罰するんですか？
だからそういう話は禁止。ネタバレは良くないし、セイバーちゃんを怒らせちゃダメ。あの子怒ると本気で怖いわよ。ちょっと前セイバーちゃんをからかって臨死体験した子もいるんだから。
あ、それって13日目のことだよね。あれは楽しかった。ってタイガー、なんか今グルルとか聞こえなかった？ん？
別に聞こえない。うわー！ライバル出現の巻！
はあ！何あれ！変なのが変なのに乗ってきた！
Her lion, her little baby cub is all grown up. Alright, well, you know what? That makes me want to go back because there was another choice where I could have chosen to go with Tohsaka and Ilya. So I'm wondering, Because they say, like, don't leave Saber by herself, or don't be reckless. So I'm going to actually go back and I'm going to make that choice and see. Because it seems like I thought I'd made the wrong choice back then, but it seems like I'd made the right choice to stay with Saber. So I'm going to actually go back and change that and see what happens. Okay, so I went with Saber last time. So let Saber take care of Castor and protect the other two. I'll let Saber take care of Castor. There are no servants left that can beat Saber. And most importantly, Saber has a huge advantage over Castor. Well, we know already that that's not quite true. Saber has strong magic resistance, so she's the ultimate natural enemy of Castor, a Magus.
Saber, 言ってもらえるか?
はい。キャスターならば、私一人で行くべきでしょう。シローの判断は正しい。
I don't think it is, though.
よし、ここは俺たちだけで持ちこたえる。セイバーはキャスターを倒すことだけに専念してくれ。
So that is interesting. If she has, like, strong magical resistance, what exactly happened out there? I guess if we make the right choice next time, we'll be able to see what Castor's plan is. I hear a strange sound. Is it the sound of Saber slashing away Castor's familiars in the hallway?
まだ増える。20、30、40。ちょっと、いくら雑魚だって言ってもこれじゃ。
問題ないわ。龍河兵なんて模造品で、竜の化身であるセイバーを倒せるはずがないもの。こんなの何百体いようと、セイバーの敵じゃないわ。
The sound moves off into the distance. Perhaps they were slashed away by Saber, but the presence around this place is lessening. As Ilya said, it seems Castor's familiars can't stop Saber. They must not be entering the living room because they have their hands full with Saber.
さすがね。セイバー、キャスターを見つけたわ。キャスターのやつ、急いで使い魔を引き戻してるけど、これで終わりかな。
If Ilya's words are true, the battle will end soon. Saber won't lose in a one-on-one fight. Saber has no need to protect us. She should slash Castor away easily. Okay, this is kind of similar to the last one, actually. It's almost a word for word. Oh, it is too. It's the same one. Alright. I think, okay, that's a little bit of a bummer, so it's literally, it's the same thing for the most part, so we're gonna skip ahead. Well, I mean, I do want to get all of the... I want to get all the bad ends. So even, I mean, if this is... I don't know if this counts as the same one. But... Oh. Okay, so, skip this scene? It looks like it's the same one, then. I'll check it just in case. But yeah, I'm guessing it's exactly the same. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, so let's do this correctly now. Believe in Tohsaka. The sound of a glass breaking. I hear sounds of fighting in the living room.
Shirou, 指示を。迷ってる時間はありません。
I know. Either way, we're making the situation worse by delaying the decision.
キャスターを叩く。イリアはトーサカに任せると言ったんだ。
では行きましょう。マスター、私の背中を任せます。
Saber runs, smashing away the swarming bone creatures. It looks like a snowplow driving through snow. The bone warriors vanish without even being able to approach Saber. Are they like snowflakes? There's so many scattering bones I feel like I'm in a snowstorm. She told me I'd have her back, but there's no need to protect her like this. She more than makes me realize how great a swordsman she is. Saber charges without doubt, the foundation for all these bones, to defeat the unseen sixth servant that has invaded this mansion. Saber stops. The swarming warriors cannot be seen anymore. This must be the end, as someone is standing there. A distorted figure. The figure wearing some kind of robe cannot be seen, as if only that spot is smudged in black. A black shadow. I'm assaulted by an unknown unease the instant I look at it.
あなたがセイバー。なるほど。確かにこれならバーサーカーを倒し得るわね。私の増票では足止めにもならないでしょ。
The figure snickers. It seems the thing in black is the master of the bone creatures, servant Castor. But
マスターがいない。
I don't see any sign of a master near the figure. Is Castor the same as Lancer, the type to take action away from their master?
貴様、契約が切れているのか?
Saber asks unpleasantly.
ええ。
Oh.
彼は私の主にふさわしく
Okay.
なかった。
He.
だから消えてもらったし。
I still can't help
消
but
えて
think
しまった。
Castor was at Ryodo Temple. I'm wondering if Issei was the master. That would be wild, because if that's the case, then that's two of Shirou's friends that got killed in the Holy Grail War. I don't know what kind of expression the Black Robe is making, but Castor answers in a cold voice.
マスター殺し。では、貴
Okay.
様のマスターは?
And the fact that she straight up, like, I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen this. I believe. I think that happened in Fate Zero at some point, too. A servant killing their master.
とっくに死んだわ。けれど問題はないのよ、セイバー。私たちは魂食いでしょ。魔力の供給源なんていくらでも溢れている。あとはそう、聖杯さえ手に入れてしまえば心配は何もなくなるでしょうね。
貴様も現世の復活を望むのか? どこの英霊かは知らぬが、そのためにかつての誇りを捨てたのか?
あら、人間風情に使われるのは誇りを捨てるとは言わないのかしら。私はそれが我慢ならなかっただけよ。今も昔も誰かの手足になるのはこりごりなの。だから使う側に回っただけ。あなたに非難される言われはないわ。
だろうな。私も貴様の非業になど興味はない。
Saber's body inclines a little. There's only about 10 meters to Castor. Saber should be able to close in on Castor in under one breath and slash Castor away.
物騒ね。せっかく話し合いに来たのに問答無用だなんて。これでも手加減はしたつもりなのですよ。
貴様と話すことなどない。潔くここで散れ。
Saber intends to kill Castor. I won't oppose. I can only smell blood on Castor. I bet what Castor said about killing her master is true. This raid was also intended to kill everyone here. So, there's no reason to stop Saber. First of all, Castor won't even be a match for Saber. I can sense Castor's ability. Castor is the weakest when it comes to one-on-one combat. In this situation, Castor can do nothing but fall to Saber. Right? But it's like they said before in the bad end, it's just like, don't you think that that's extra weird then, that Castor would come right into the lion's den if she didn't have a plan?
ダメだ、セイバー。
But I can't shake off this strange unease. This isn't like the hopeless premonition of death like with Berserker. It must be physiological hatred or an alarm against something bad. My left hand throbs as if to tell me Saber shouldn't go near that thing. I hesitated too long. Uh-oh. Saber jumps and sprints to the black shadow. A distorted shadow smiles. Castor doesn't seem to be panicking about the approaching Saber. Castor says something in a language I can't hear and casts something that appeals to the brain more than words. I'm wondering if a servant can use a noble phantasm if there's no master around. I'm assuming so? The world distorts in that instant. No, the density of the air changes only around Saber. This happened, I think, in the bad end the first time we met her, where I got distorted to a completely different part of the world. A huge impact. The ground sinks and it seems like something large came crashing down onto Saber.
そんな、何の動作もなしで魔術を。
No, there was a murmur like a spell. Spells can indeed be shortened. The easier the magic, the shorter one can reduce the spell to change the self. But what's occurring before me is a great magic. No magus can express that in one word. Even if it's possible, they'd have to prepare a catalyst beforehand, like Tohsaka does. But still, Castor executed great magic with just one murmur. Castor isn't just on a different level. That was Castor's magic. That figure is no mere magus. Saber's frozen on the spot. Her leg froze as it kicked off the ground. She's bound in space right now. No, the air surrounding her is transformed into something like clear gelatin. Even if I try to approach her, I'm pushed away by an invisible soft membrane. It seems that this is only around Saber, but as long as her feet are no longer on the ground, Saber can't move.
侮ったよね、セイバー。あなたの時代の魔術師がどれほどだったかは知らないけど、この指は寝台に生きたもの。こんなマッセの魔術師たちから見れば、私の技は魔法のそれでしょう。
A laugh comes from the black robe. Saber still bound in space.
なんだ、本当にこの程度ですか。
Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh, I love how confident she is. And she's not one to shit talk normally, or to be cocky like this, but I love it when she is. She spits those words. I don't even think it's that she thinks she's cocky. She's just speaking truth.
対魔力。そんな、私の魔術すら弾くというのか。
I guess Castor didn't know that Saber has the strongest magic resistance. The black robe retreats. After canceling Castor's magic in an instant, Saber dashes with lightning speed. But Okay. Ooh, the status screen updated. Hold up. Let's check this out. Do we not have... Who did it update for? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we don't know much about her. So Castor, yeah, still don't know the master or the true name. Class abilities, territory creation A creates an area that is advantageous to one as a magus, enables the creation of a temple superior to a workshop. Tool creation A allows creation of tools that carry magical energy. It allows for the creation of an immortality serum, but the result is only an imitation. So strength is E, like very, very bad. I don't know what constitution, agility, not good. Noble phantasm, not great. I haven't even checked this before. To check these. Magic is obviously A+. And skills, high speed divine language allows the activation of magic without connecting the magic circuits or incanting the spells. Even great magic can be activated with a single action. It is a language from the Age of Gods, so modern humans cannot pronounce it. Okay, we're gonna save, and I feel like the bad choice is gonna be, because like they've been leading up like, this is bad, no good, something's off here. So to let Saber attack Castor, I feel like is the wrong choice, so that's what I'm gonna pick. The timing, she got it. Don't be timid. We're cornering Castor. If we pull back, we might give Castor a chance to turn things around. Because I want to see exactly what Castor did to Saber. Saber's sword moves quickly. She's already right in front of Castor, and Castor will be slashed in an instant. But Saber suddenly stops, not because of Castor's counterattack, but by her own choice.
貴様。
Saber instantly tries to dodge, but she's too late. I wonder if like somehow Castor was able to use something like a command spell on Saber and control her. Saber totters as if grabbed by something, and in that instant... Oh, a warp dagger stabs Saber in the chest, so that's probably what it was. Okay, so that's why she was clutching at her chest. So now Castor has control over Saber.
キャスター、今のは。
そう、これが私の宝具よ、セイバー。サーバントはおろか、人間一人殺せない。何も生み出せない最弱の武器。けれどある事柄に対しては全てを許された寝台の免罪符。
So they said that like her noble phantasm was a C, because that's tricky. So it's a blade. So she has the weakest strength, and her agility is not great. Her constitution's not great. So it's tough because she needs to be able to get up and close to somebody in order to use it.
シロー、
Saber falls to her knees, even though she's taken no wounds. And of course we know Shirou's gonna run to her, not away. Before I can ponder this mystery. The last command spell disappears from my left hand.
予定通りよ、坊や。あとは中にいる魔術師と器を回収すれば。
Is that what she did?
私の勝利は揺るがない。
She stole his command spell and is gonna use it? I'm guessing something like that, but she has control over Saber. Castor's arm rises. A wave of air performed with no action hits me. I can't stand up. My legs are twisted like a jellyfish from the blow and won't move.
そろそろね。さあ立ちなさいセイバー。たとえ神が罰しようと、私があなたを許してあげる。
A snicker. Saber stands up. She slowly walks to me with steps like those bone creatures and swings her sword down with eyes like she's having a nightmare.
素敵よセイバー。これであなたも私と同じ主殺しの罪を負った。ええ、これからは罪人同士仲良くこの地上を呪い殺しましょう。
Caster's laughter tears my ears apart. My brain dies with questions still unanswered. A night like red jelly. Only the figure of Saber looking down at me with tears in her eyes. Oh, that's so fucked up. The fact that, like, she's aware of what she's doing, but has no control.
Yosh! どうやら敵は去ったようね。
頭に歯型がかっぷりと残っちゃったよ。
それでは気を取り直しまして、ちょっとした脇道から谷底へまっしぐら。このままじゃ現世復帰が無理めなシローを助けるレスキューコーナー、タイガー道場始まり始まり。
けどタイガー、今回のデッドエンド、さっきのデッドとあまり変わらないわ。こっちもセイバーが暴走してシローがバッサリ殺されたエンドよね。
そうね。けどさっきのとは少し違うっていうか、今回はシローが頑張れば防げたデッドエンドだからな。
そういえばセイバーいないね。
うん、責任が半々なら落ち込むことはないみたい。そんなわけで今回は安心してタイガー道場を運営できます。
そうね。けど今回は言うべきことはないかな。こういう微妙な選択肢はこれでおしまい。物語もいよいよ山場だからしっかりしないと正しいエンディングに行けなくなるかしら。
I'm almost done? That's kind of sad, actually. This game doesn't feel quite as long as I thought it was going to be. But then again, I do have to go back and get all the endings, so that's going to take me some time.
キャスターさえ倒せばいよいよ敵は
Wait,
あと
what?
一人。
What? No, there's two. Wait, is that a hint? Is there another servant that died? Because there's still Assassin and Lancer.
勝って兜の王を締めよ。ピンチの次にチャンスあり。気を抜かずに戦うべしっす。
Did I miss something?
はい、よくできました。それじゃあまた次のタイガー道場で待ってるよ。
またねシロー。
Alright, so kind of a weird place to end it, but that is where we're going to end it after a few dead ends. So we have come across the final servant. I'm a little confused about what they said about how, like, there's only one enemy after this. Either a servant died off screen that I don't know about, or that was, I don't know, because there should be, after Caster, there should still be two left. But they said that the climax is reaching its peak and that the story will be coming to an end soon, which is, like, crazy. I don't know why I thought this was going to be, like, a super, super long game, but not quite as long as I thought. Well, I mean, I guess it's, you know, like 35 hours in, so it's a decent length of time. But yeah, we are going to, I guess, finish off the caster fight in the next episode and see what happens. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and stay tuned next time for episode 20. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Zorn Ether, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, Icognito, Harry Gazif, and Jared Fan.